Hello friends, James Stevenson here with a quick round-the-world recap of how Tesla's sales are doing globally. You know, you may have heard people say Tesla is losing market share all around the world. Well, those people are wrong, and here's a video that will help them understand what's going on market by market in the three largest markets globally. So first I'll check in with my co-host Loki, who just had his head up. Loki, he's trying to bed down and get some rest after eating breakfast this morning. You can keep an eye on Loki in the Loki Cam if he decides to do anything interesting, while I'll be over here taking you on a tour around the world, beginning in China and looking at exports. So I've got three lines on this chart per the CNEV Post, which publishes information about exports from China and sales within China by brand. Pardon me as I have to take a sip of my coffee. So these are cumulative line graphs, so each of these is going only up and not down because every month is being added to the months that came before it. You can see in 2021, Tesla sold about 200,000 vehicles exported from their export hub in Shanghai, Shanghai Tesla Gigafactory. The following year, 2022, even though there was a production shutdown in Q2, which you can see as the flat line here, Tesla still managed to sell more than 250,000 vehicles that they exported from Shanghai. And in 2023, so far this year, they have already beaten that, exporting more than 300,000 Teslas, with 2 more months left to go to beat this record. Now, again, I'll emphasize, it was easier for Tesla to beat 2022 because of that prior year shutdown that mostly impacted Q2. Okay, what about the domestic sales? Well, I have a chart for that too, you will not be surprised to learn. These are the domestic sales, which I put in bold and underline, so you can't miss it. And then in parentheses, I said within China, in case there was any confusion about what we're talking about. I said China twice. All right, so in 2021, Tesla sold more than 250,000 vehicles in China domestically. Then last year, 2022, they managed to sell almost 450,000. This year, Tesla has sold more than 450,000 already, again, with November and December left to report. So plenty of room for Tesla to set this record above 500,000 vehicles sold in China for the first time. All right, so that's China, but what about Europe? Is Europe where Tesla is losing market share? Well, let's check in with EU-EVs.com, which is actually a site run by a Tesla Q member in good standing, but to my knowledge, the information presented here has always been accurate. The first chart that I want to look at here, I'm looking at all 14 countries. These are customizable charts, which make it kind of a waste of time to make your own charts about Europe when you can just take the ones that are on this site. I have it going by brand for this chart with cumulative lines, just like the ones we just saw, all time by years. Which brand is the best selling in Europe all time for electric vehicles? It's Tesla. Tesla is way out in front, having sold more than 800,000 battery electric vehicles in Europe since 2017 when they started counting records. Let's change this, though, because you may say, oh, Tesla's only being helped out by their high sales in prior years, but this year they're not doing that well. So let's check in on this year and see how 2023 alone is doing. Once again, Tesla is way out in front, selling more than 200,000 EVs in Europe so far this year. In second place is VW, but you can see Audi is also in the top 8 list shown here, and that's the same company. VW owns the Audi brand, so what some people are going to want me to do at this point is change it from brands to auto groups, at which point, why is this not working? There it goes. At which point VW Group, including all of their brands, jumps into the lead, selling almost 300,000 vehicles, which is better than the 200,000 Tesla is selling from their one brand. But again, Tesla only sells 4 models. This is pretty good for only selling 4 models. And then the S and the X don't sell that well in Europe because they're subject to import taxes. Those vehicles are all made in Fremont and then need to get shipped to Europe. So mostly this is Model Y, with a bunch of Model 3s in there too, in second place. But pretty strong sales from Tesla here. And I'll change this time period to all-time by years so that you can see VW also has the all-time lead if you include every brand that they own. But Tesla still in second place, still with a strong up and to the right trend here. Pretty good for a company that only makes 4 EVs, right? All right, that's Europe. What does that leave us with? What have we not covered yet? It's the US. For that, we will rely on numbers published by Cox Automotive for the year-to-date Q3. Here's how that looks. So these are all the brands sold in the US that have EVs. So every EV brand last year sold fewer than 50,000 EVs in the US. And this year, only one of them has managed to sell 49,531 even. And that is Chevrolet. The Chevy Bolt is helping them sell about 50,000 vehicles so far this year. The next one here is Ford at 46,671. But you can see all of Tesla's competitors confined to this space below 50,000. How many 50,000s do you have to go up the chart to get to last year's sales for Tesla? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 50,000s will get you to what Tesla sold last year in the US, 390,814. And has Tesla managed to grow that any this year? Did they grow it by as much as the next closest competitor? No, they grew by about 100,000 vehicles to 493,513. Tesla increased their U.S. sales year over year by more than twice as much as any competitor sold in total. And I made another chart here that illustrates that. So you can see here, this is what Tesla losing market share looks like. If you see Tesla losing EV market share, there's more to the market than just EVs, which is why you should look at total market share, which is what this does. It shows Tesla selling 100,000 more vehicles in the new vehicle market. But here's the growth chart. So this is just showing you how many more units did each of these automakers sell this year versus what they sold last year. You can see Tesla way, way out in front. The next closest was Chevrolet, selling 27,519 more in the year-to-date Q3 2023 versus the prior year same time frame. There you go. That is your video for this week. So with that, I'll check back in with Loki one more time to see that he is still resting. And I'll outro by saying, if you've enjoyed today's video, don't forget to click the like button to help other people find and enjoy this video as much as you did. And if you didn't enjoy this video, leave me a comment explaining why. Maybe you're a short seller and you hate that Tesla's sales are growing all around the world, and that's why. But I do appreciate everyone who supports me, whether you're doing that on Patreon or on X, or by joining my YouTube channel as my executive producers, Kathy Kitchler and Rebellionaire.com did, and I'll see you in the next one.